Mm-hmm.
It's a very good morning to the Gelding and Gelding, the first show for 2023, the New Year's Day show. As I said to you in the warm-up, it feels just like yesterday when we were doing our last show for the 2022.
Good morning, Professor. Good morning, listeners. Yes, it was only yesterday when we finished the year off, not with the bang we expected to finish off, Professor.
Gelding. Oh, Gelding, I've got some feedback here.
Yeah, I'll leave it to you.
There you are.
You're our technical advisor.
Yep, I've cut that out. We're good to go.
Yeah. So, yes, we didn't finish with the bang that we wanted to yesterday, but hopefully we can start 2023 off with a big bang. I'm feeling confident, Professor.
Well, that's good because it's Flemington races, 8 race card. Gelding, maybe there should be 9 races today because there's a race that normally features on New Year's Day. You were telling me isn't up for grabs this morning or this afternoon.
Professor, I'm just wondering, race clubs and tradition, they just, they apparently know better. Traditional New Year's Day, there's a race for the sprinters and a race for the stayers. And the Standish Handicap's been run on the 1st of the 1st for a rather lengthy period of time, but apparently the committee knows better and they'll be moving it to some other time in the year. And we've put the Chester Manifold over 1400 in its place. We've still kept the Bagot, Professor, for the stayers.
Well, you've got to have tradition, Gelding.
Well,
what is it? Tradition.
Half a traditional day?
Yeah, half a.
All right, Professor, if I get the ear of the committee today, they better watch out.
Well, you'll have a chance, Gelding. You are a connection this afternoon. I hope I can see some Alan Jones like histrionics from you in the yard after the game.
Yes. For the listeners, we can say that the horse I've got a small interest in, Drop the Mic, is going around at rather big odds in the last race. Race 8, number 10, Drop the Mic. So we'll be heading out to Flemington today, Professor. So, just what you want to do when it's 35 degrees outside.
And what time is the race that your horse is running in, Gelding?
Twilight, Professor. 5:40.
Well, that's late, Gelding.
It is rather late. As we said yesterday.
How's the relations of the connection going at that time of the race being held?
Well, there has been a suggestion that I contact the VRC and arrange a switch in the races so it's on at a more convenient time for them.
That sounds like a reasonable thing, Gelding.
I would have thought so, Professor. But so I've got a few things to get into the ear of the VRC when I get out there.
Primed. All right, 8 race card, Gelding. The first is at 1:10, which is a rather late start, which is probably why the last is so late. The track's a good 4, but we've just been talking about it, Gelding. It's sure to be upgraded to a good 3 during the day. Your thoughts?
Professor, if it was any other track bar Flemington, which, as you well know, I'm quite biased and think it's the best race course in the Southern Hemisphere, if not the world. It is just a fantastic track, and surely there'll be cushions, but anyone where it's 35 degrees, it's going to be a firm track. So, look, I think there may be an upgrade from a good 4 to a good 3. And I do have one caveat on today's picks, Professor, is that on a firm track, sometimes some horses can feel it. So, and as we had one of our horses, Vermentino, pull up lame on yesterday, I'm expecting a few horses might find the track a bit firm today. So just for the punters, just take that into consideration.
All right, the rail's out 4 metres, Gelding, for the entire circuit. What are your 2 best bets for today's race meeting?
I'm going in the main races, Professor. Race 6 and race 7, the Chester Manifold and the Bagot Stakes. And sticking with the rather informed stable that had a bit of a quiet day yesterday, Mar Eustace. So hopefully they can have a kick back today. Race 6, number 8, I've gone Paul Dior, trained by Mar Eustace and to be ridden by Jamie Carr. Currently showing about 350 Professor. This is a horse I know pretty well because last start at won a race at Flemington, my horse was entered into, and look, it won very, very convincingly, Professor. It's going up in grade into a listed stakes, but this campaign, this horse has won its 2 starts. Again, it beat what I thought was a pretty good field of Pakenham. It's normally around about the benchmark 100. So, yeah, I think this may be an up-and-coming horse. Race 6, number 8, Paul Diora. And, of course, we have leading trainers and leading jockeys. So that'll be good enough for me. We then go into race 7, number 1, the Bagot. The best stayer in this race is number 1, Persan. Again, trained by Kieran Maher and David Eustace. This time to be ridden by Harry Coffey at around about the $3 mark. Harry Coffey, as I've said before, Professor, I do rate him, not in the top class, but he's a very, very good jockey. This horse won its last start. The start before that was 3rd in the Zipping Classic at Caulfield, Professor, a Group 2 race. So I think around about the $3 could be pretty good value, and I think the Mar Eustace stable may be in for a very good day. And you like Professor?
Yeah, Gelding, I'm going very early while the track might be still a good 4. Race 1, the New Year sprint over 1,000 metres for 2-year-old fillies for set weights and penalties. In that race, I'm going for horse 7, Gelding, Miss Aria.
The baby's Professor.
Yes, it's its first start, Gelding, just like the other horses in the race. But I had a look at its 2 jump outs. It had a jump out against the favourite in this race, Gelding, the Cummings trained Exploring.
Yes.
And it made up ground effortlessly at the end when Exploring seemed to be ridden a little bit harder. So I then had a look at its second jump out. It came 4th of 10. But the 3 horses ahead of it seemed to be being ridden a lot harder to get where they were in that jump out. And it just seemed to me like Miss Aria had a fair bit in the tank. So at $7.290, Gelding, I don't think you'll get those odds on this horse again.
Oh, there's a big go. So you think Danny O'Brien might have been playing a bit of funny, just keeping it up its sleeve, you think?
Well, the jump out against Exploring, Gelding, it just seemed to be tracking the leading horse all the way around the course. So the jockey seemed to be mindful about where his horse was being ridden. So I took a little bit of interest in it. I thought, maybe you're just not showing all your hand here. Maybe you really know how good this horse is. And Gelding, it's only an opinion after all.
Well, we worry about opinions, and Professor, as we've warned you before about your opinion there sometimes, we can have a bit of fun with it, but you're going against the Blue Army. I'm
going against the Blue Army, Gelding.
Fraught with danger, Professor.
Could be fraught with danger. Fred Kersley's in the saddle. He's in career form at the moment, Gelding. He's only a young rider. 12% win rate over his last 50. Danny O'Brien, 14% career win rate. That'll do me today. My second tip is in race 4, the Victorian Jockeys Association Sprint, a benchmark 78 over 1,100 metres. Can't go past the combination of Jamie Carr and Peter Moody in that race on horse number 9, Psy. Gelding.
I like it, Professor.
Yeah. Look, I had a look at its last race, the film of its last race at Sandown. It was second last at the home turn. It made up 10 lengths to win by 2 lengths, and it was eased up on the line. So we always value a horse that has ping, Gelding, and this horse has ping.
Professor.
The threat to Psy in this race is another horse called Propus. Gelding, and it ran in that same race and it couldn't go with it up the straight. So I'm hoping for a replay today.
Oh, the Moody camp's just on fire, Professor, and this is one of the horses that he's got firing brilliantly. So, as I said, I like your tips.
Well, Gelding, you're a mathematician. When we discussed Peter Moody yesterday, his win rate for the last 50 was 26%. I checked his win rate today after yesterday's races. His win rate is now 28%, Gelding. It's gone up 2%. 2%.
And I'm worried it might improve in the last race at Flemington today, Professor.
Well, there's another horse in race 2, Gelding. Hennessy Lad, Moody and Stackhouse together. Punters should have a look at that one as well, I think.
Goes to show one thing: the leading stables are the leading stables for a reason, Professor. And if I was just to give some advice or some words of encouragement to the punters, I wouldn't be looking too far outside of Moody, Mar Eustace, and the Blue Army today.
No, they could have the field covered, Gelding.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
So my tips for today: race 1, horse 7, Miss Aria, and race 4, horse 9, Sigh. Now to the Professor's parlay, Gelding.
Oh, Professor, how stiff were we?
Unfortunately, well, Riot and Rose, no, we weren't stiff, Gelding.
It was given the perfect ride this time, Professor, wasn't it?
And we got the same result. I couldn't believe it, Gelding. I saw where the horse was positioned. I thought, right, now we've got the chance. Here we go.
Perfect. Yep.
The jockey pressed the button to go and the horse didn't go.
There was a bit of a falter, wasn't there?
Yeah, it didn't make up any ground. In fact, it lost ground, Gelding.
Yep.
Very disappointing.
Again, Professor, I'll just say one thing on that.
Yep.
Let's hope it's not something that it jarred up or anything like that. I haven't read the report yet. So, sometimes these horses can have a slow recovery or jar up on the firmer ground, but I've got to admit it was disappointing yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, especially when we forgave it the time you picked it, Gelding, because we both agreed that it was put in a position where we didn't think it probably had a reasonable chance of getting a result. And you couldn't fault the ride on the horse yesterday, and it just didn't show anything.
It didn't show anything. And I was like you, Professor. During the race, I said, this horse is positioned 5 lengths better off than it was at Sandown, and was just given the perfect ride and was round, within striking distance at the 400 metre mark. So, but Professor, let's hope it's more successful today, the parlay.
Yes, we live to fight another day, Gelding. The agreed horse.
We move on quickly, Professor.
Yes, Gelding, the agreed horse. We have to in this business, Gelding. The agreed horse, race 7, horse 1, Persan. And let's parlay that into the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Denver Broncos. As I said yesterday, the Kansas City Chiefs, number 2 in the AFC, 106 plus points difference. The Denver Broncos having a poor season. They've only won 4 out of 15 games, minus 72 points difference. Kansas City at home at $1.13. I don't understand why it's $1.13, Gelding. As I said yesterday, it should be $1.01. So we'll take that. And I would suggest disappointing Raiders, Gelding.
Oh, yes, there's something obviously going wrong there.
I'm sure at the start of the season, with a new coach, Josh McDaniels, you would have expected better than 6 wins from 15 games.
They were doing the old Richmond, Professor. They were selling a lot of hope.
Yeah.
And that hope has not turned into anything. In fact, I reckon it's even been a backward year for them.
Well, and they picked up one of the best receivers going around in the NFL from Green Bay, Gelding.
Yep. Something's not right there, Professor.
Hasn't translated to wins on the board. So San Francisco have got one of the best points differentials in the NFL, plus 145, Gelding. So as I said yesterday, they do like scoring. I think they're good things at $1.21. The parlay all up showing 7-2, Gelding. So hopefully that will get our viewers off to a very pleasant 2023.
Hopefully, Professor.
Well,
Hopefully,
Gelding,
Professor.
good luck to your horse this afternoon. I might, given its propensity to run a place, I might have a little bit of an investment on it to run second or third. And we hope that you enjoy your day at the races.
Professor, we'll have a fun day out there, hoping for a top 5 finish. But yeah, we'll be heading out there. So yeah, it should be a good day.
All right, Gelding. Well, until Saturday, and that's racing. It's good luck.
And good punting.